What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and this is my transfer target series where I look at a club on Football Manager with the in-game editor and I move their players about to the squad they could start with at the start of the Premier League season. I end up putting their best 11 on at the end of the episode. I hope you all enjoyed the Arsenal episode. I'm just recording the City one straight after that. I'm going to do a few, see how it goes down, see how it feels with people, and then I will, depending on what happens, continue on with them for the other clubs that I need to do around the world. Series could go on to be like 80 episodes long. It's got many clubs I can do. But first of all, hope you all enjoyed that episode. Today we are doing Manchester City, as you can see on the screen, and there's a lot of changes I think this team needs. A lot of changes, and I'm going to have fun with this. I'm really going to have fun. But remember, if you do want to see more of this, make sure to comment on teams you want to see and like the video so I know that you are enjoying it. So, as always, working up from the goalkeeper position all the way to the striker position. Straight away, no real changes needed. Joe Hart, as much as I love Fraser Forster and I think he's quality, Joe Hart, you know, is I think easily England's #1. And Willy Caballero, not a bad understudy for him. You know, 32 years old. I don't know if he'll sit around for another year. Maybe they'll try to bring in another keeper. Czech is also available, but I would put Czech into this. But yeah, that'd be counterproductive having Czech and Hart. I don't think Czech would do that. He wants to go to a club where he's guaranteed first team football. Going to a club where he's going to be rivaling with someone again is not going to go down well. Also, I have just saved the save straight from the start. So if you see Milner in here and you notice that I brought him into the Arsenal team last episode, spoiler alert, I just go back to the save, move myself onto a different team, and then start from there. So onto the defence, we'll start with the fullbacks. Zabaleta, Sanya, Clichy and Kolarov. Not much more you can go on from there. If I have to get rid of anyone, it would be Sanya and Kolarov. But at the moment I think they've got solid fullbacks, and on form I think Clichy and Zabaleta are brilliant, and Kolarov and Sanya are not bad for a backup right back and left back to both of them respectively. Now the immediate problems comes in the centre back position. The four they've got in their first team, I will just look quickly on their reserve players, I forgot to do that, to see where they what we do from here. I'm gonna leave Nastasic here because I don't think he's got much of a future, and he's also already leaving for another club, as well as Scott Sinclair. There's not many players I can see there. Mika Richards I don't think will be coming back into the team, to be honest. And Alvaro Negredo, as again, oh, he's already moving. Never mind, I didn't see that. But there's not many players in there. Under 18 wise, again, not many players that I would put into the first team squad. But centre back wise, immediately, you know, young players need a chance, but Boyata is not at the level you want in a Premier League squad, especially City's, for a backup player. So know that he could play, you know, if Demichelis and company were injured, for example. So Boyata is, I'd say give him a loan. Actually, we're going to give him a loan, you know, because he has got potential. You know, he's a big centre back. You know, he's got very strong. And but you know, you need a loan. I think he needs a loan down, maybe in a Championship club. You know, Sheffield Wednesday will take him happily. But he needs maybe a season or two in there, and then he'll be ready to make his move into the Premier League, maybe as an understudy for someone like Vincent Kompany. There's problems in the City's defence. You know, they've conceded way too many goals than they should have. Demichelis, Kompany and Mangala have left there. Demichelis, I think, easily could go. If Pellegrini's still in charge, I don't think Demichelis will go. If someone else is in charge, I think Demichelis could go. He could go. It's a tough one. And Mangala, I don't think he... Oh, I clicked on Fernando. Mangala, you know, he's had an awful first season for me. He's been all over the place. I think he just needs, you know, solidarity. You get solidarity in there, you've got Kompany and Mangala together. You know, they're going to be going well. But, you know, centre-backs will come at the end. Again, like I said, I'm not very up-to-date with the centre-backs. I have got a few in mind, especially for City. But, you know, not real many changes to the defence. Maybe one or two centre-backs coming in. But that's about that. Onto midfield, immediately, I'm going to get rid of Frank Lampard onto the under-21s. As, you know, Actually, for now on, I'm going to move players into the under 18 so you can see who I've got out of the club much easier. So if I quickly go into the under 21s, and if I could find Dedrick Boyata, move into the under 18s, it's just so I know so I can go back and see who I've let go from the club. There's no one going to be on that standard in the under 18s. They won't get confused with everyone. Another one I'm going to let go in the under 18s is James Milner. I don't think he'll stay, personally, and I think he's definitely one to be going and moving to under 18s. Brendan Barker, I haven't even heard that name before. We're going to put him on under 21s because I don't think he's even meant to be in there. Maybe it's just a mistake. But midfield wise, centrally you've got Fernando, you've got Yaya Toure and Fernandinho. That's about it. That's not a lot. You know, getting rid of Milner and getting rid of Lampard, you haven't got much. You know, I've checked the under 21s. I have, and there's no one there. You could say maybe, you know, you got Zuccolini. I think he's somewhere. I can't find him now. There we go. Bruno Zuccolini, maybe, but I doubt it. So centre midfielder wise, sorry, there's a lot of changes. Don't think you need to bring anyone out. You do need to implant people in. One of the big things is about Yaya Toure, his work rate. He doesn't work enough. You know, you can see that when he strolls around the pitch. So I think you need Fernando, Fernandinho on form, one of them each, maybe playing in there. There's a lot of players you could bring in. Pirlo is going to be probably leaving, but going to the MLS. You've got Pogba. You know, he's a big player, but you know, I've got a few names in mind. We'll go through the centre backs and everything now. In fact, I'm going to change my mind again. We're just going to get rid of all the players that we need to get rid of, and then we'll move on from there. Going to winger-wise, Navas, you know, I think he's a quality player. They need to keep hold of him, as well as David Silva and Nasri. Onto the strikers, they've got 4. If they're going to play 4-4-2, then that'll help. Jovetic can sit further back, so can Bony, so can Aguero. I think Dzeko probably could in real life if you got him to. You know, I think those 4 strikers, they've got good 4 strikers. Very versatile. I think Bony's only I've got questions about. Maybe he's not the right player for City, but we'll look on from that. But we need to make a lot of changes into their squad, into City's squad. Personally, straight away, we need to look for centre-backs. Now, if we get rid of Man City players and realistic transfers, you can see the best centre-backs in the game. Straight away, you know, straight towards Hummels. Again, I think he will join another club, unless he's signed up by Dortmund. He'll join another big club. I don't think he'll be joining City, personally, but that's just my personal opinion. I think one thing they could do is Raphael Varane. I did talk about in the last episode along with Otamendi, because he's a good player, Varane. So is Otamendi. But you know, I think they're missing. You know, if Company was to play alongside Mangala like for quite a lot of the season, then you think, yeah, that's a good partnership. That definitely is. You know, Mangala on the game is a very good player, but in real life he's got a lot of improving to do. But looking down here, I'm not sure really who they can sign that jumps out at me. There's not many names that are jumping out at me. Pepe maybe could be one, but you know, I'm not seeing anyone. Admittedly, the one name I did have in mind that maybe would join, if we go on to centre-back wise, you know, Bayern Munich have they Dante, Boateng, Benatia, Badstuber, as well as Javi Martinez, maybe, if you can consider him. Those 4 are 4 huge defenders. They've got a lot of versatile players. I'm just seeing this, and they've got so many players that can play in so many different positions. I've just noticed that. That's mad, if you might. And you know, they've got a first team at 2. But there's no one there that you know, they could sign. I'd say the only one really would be Holger Badstuber. For the fact, I think he's got potential. And I'm going to put him in there. I think he could be a potential signing for them. It's a strange one, I know. Matt Hummels obviously is the first one, but you know, I think if he won't go to City, I don't think he'll go to City. That's my gut instinct with it. So Holger Badstuber has been signed straight away, straight onto the central midfielders, and again, there's a lot of problems there. We did have to find a few different things to do with Arsenal and their central midfielders, and that was a lot easier. then this task is going to be a lot harder. And personally, if I'm going to be quite honest, I think they do need, you know, an influence of younger players, and I think Ross Barkley will be available for the right price. So I'm going to put Ross Barkley into the team. He's already been linked. I think he's been linked with City during the end part of this season, which led to maybe a bit of confusion, a bit of, oh, where's he going to go? I think most people think he's going to be leaving or joining another team. Another thing I'd say is Jack Wilshere and Jordan Henderson. And I don't jump out at you at first, but I believe they could be two good signings. I think they've both been linked with City, but there could be two good signings in there. Another one you could say is Schneiderlin, but you know, with Fernandinho and Yaya Toure, they don't really need another player like that. So he's out of the window straight away. And there's not really anyone that jumps out at me from this point onwards. So I'd have to say, if they don't keep Milner, I think they could be in trouble. They will find someone in the end. There will be someone down here that they will sign. Personally, I'm not seeing anyone. James Ward-Prowse maybe, but I think that'll be that for central midfielder wise, bearing in mind David Silva and also Nasri can slot back in. Now wingers. Wingers are a struggle to find. Personally, there's not many wingers because everyone is a playmaker. We need to change this to all. But these are all the wingers that are on the game. And I think there are a few there that could stand out. One of them being Gareth Bale. Will he, won't he, is the huge debate at the moment. I personally think maybe yes, maybe no. If he is going to go, he's going to go for big money, and City like their big money. So I'm going to put him into City squad. I think if he is going to go, and I personally think he will go, then he's definitely going to be moving to Manchester City. Either that or Manchester United. I'll be surprised though if he leaves to Manchester United. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he did stay, because he is a big player there. You know, and Ancelotti has recently told his agents to keep his mouth shut, which is pretty good, because I'm not a big fan of agents. But anyway, another player that I would say maybe Angel Di Maria. He's out of favour at United. I think next season hopefully he'll be back in favour. But I'm going to say Raheem Sterling. He's got a lot of work to do to get up to like a good standard, admittedly. He's got a very big jump to do for first team football wise, but I think he'll take the English rule. He will come into the squads, and you know, he'll do a job. He'll definitely do a job, and that is going to be all my changes pretty much. I'm done for changes wise. We're going to go on to the first team. So signing wise, we have brought in, let's have a look at my defence. I didn't bring any defenders in. Oh no, I haven't sorted it. Let me sort it quickly. There we go. Centre back wise, Holger Badstuber. Moving on to the field, you've got Gareth Bale, you've got Raheem Sterling, and you've got Ross Barkley. They're the only 4 transfers I think they need. You know, they do need a young influx. I think most people are predicting like 7 or 8 players to go, 7 or 8 players to come in. I don't think they need that. They just need to tie up the loose edges and build up a big squad, build up a decent squad full of very good players. So onto their first team. The squad I think they'll play, or will play best with, is something along the lines of this. It's sort of similar to the Arsenal one. Arsenal had 2 players chucked down here, but I'm going to be moving players up like that, because I feel like that's the way City play best. Starting off in goal, Joe Hart. The back 4 for me is pretty self-explanatory. I think Company there, and then you've got one position. Holger Badstuber, maybe, but I'm going to stick with one of these 2. I'll probably end up going with Martin Demichelis for the start. It depends. If this is the squad, if Pellegrini was in charge, Demichelis will be playing. If not, then I think Mangala definitely. And I think Pellegrini's time is limited. I think he's only got 1 game left. I don't think he'll be staying on. But Mangala, I think, even if Demichelis is fit, I think Mangala should be starting. Now, 2 midfielders. One of them, of course, default spot to Yaya Toure. The next one, I think another default spot, personally, to Fernandinho. Fernando is good, but I think Fernandinho is a quality player, and I'd say he's quite underrated for the job he does. Right wing wise, you know, admittedly, Raheem Sterling jumps out. I'm not going with Raheem Sterling. I'm going with Jesus Navas because I think like he's great. You know, he's a bit like Antonio Valencia was a few years ago. Would just run down the ring and just get cross after cross after cross in, and just have his way with a left back that has no option but to just, you know, see him run past. I think he's really hard to play with play against. And left wing, of course, Gareth Bale maybe on the right. You know, I'm not sure. Ooh. Just choked on a bit. Maybe on the right wing, maybe they'll switch them around. But I think personally, if you're going to get the best out of both of them, Bale would be on the left and Navas on the right. And the player in the centre, for me, is David Silva. He's probably one of City's, if not City's, best player. And who else are you going to put up front? Sergio Aguero. They've got 3 strikers on the bench. Admittedly, they can move this up, so they've got 2 up top and 2 up top. And then you can get rid of Silva for someone maybe like Dzeko, or you can stick Boney up there. I don't think Jovetic will play very well, but you could play anything like that. But that is it for City, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below and what teams you want me to do. From here, I'm going to stop, send the videos out, see how they do, and we'll go on from there. I might record a few more after I looked at the players that might be available. But remember to like and comment on your suggestions, and subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy and you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing on the Transfer Target series. Thanks for watching. Peace.